Hey guys, welcome back to the Joe Silverback Show. Today, this video is especially dedicated to pornography, to a book called Porn, Anti-Porn by Harold Jaffe, whose bravery in documenting something that is such a taboo topic in such prophetic ways is pretty powerful. I'm just going to read from the introduction of Porn, Anti-Porn. Pornhub claimed more than 82 million visitors a day in 2017. 82 million visitors each day in 2017. That's just one site, which amounts to nearly 29 billion visitors a year. 29 billion visitors a year. Big. Mothers, fathers, children, adults, everybody. This is a major theme in our virtual world that we can't ignore, and ties in with the Silverback's mission of nature inside, nature outside, and how do we help children get a balance with their sexual energies when they have access to this 24/7. The global-wide porn culture online, which enlists tens of thousands of sexual participants, has not received careful attention. Viewers tend to be damning, indifferent, or especially if they are young, exhilarated. Pornography exists cheek by jowl with a faux moral culture to which it seems utterly opposed. Faux moral. Pay attention to that word. This is by an author who chooses his words very carefully. So we have a morality in our culture where our religious institutions, our government bodies, our media are portraying a conservative value ethic of, hey, let's banish pornography. At the same time, some of these very same institutions are invested in the porn culture or in the faux moral culture of sexuality beyond the range of what these institutions are claiming we should participate in. The vast online porn culture empire, owned by many of the same industries who tout morality or political correctness offline, such as Disney and Fox. Look it up. The same corporations that for 5 decades my family and your family and families all over the world invested in the Disney industries also is invested in porn culture. I think Disney owns Pornhub. I'm not sure if they own Pornhub, but they just check it out to see what exactly Disney's role is. The vast online porn culture empire, owned by many of the same industries who tout morality or political correctness offline, such as Disney and Fox, points to a schizoid division in global at-large culture. Parallel narratives governed by the same corporations with the online porn narrative, sexually inverting in virtually every instant its offline pieties. Sexually inverting. Okay? The Catholic Church touting no sex before marriage, while institutionally specifically boy-child abuse from priests to young boys has been going on for decades, and this is all over the world. Offline Me Too, the Me Too movement, primarily addresses males in power who sexually abuse females under them. The Me Too movement in the United States is a contradiction that's displayed by the porn industry. Online teenage girls sexually assault and abuse their fathers and superiors. It's a constant theme where young girls, young ladies abusing men, and those are getting some of the most hits for what we are interested in watching. That's an interesting place to stop right there. You know, I talk about studying history to educate. I talk about studying history to compare. It's very, very vital to compare historically what different cultures have suffered through and what different peoples have suffered through, such as, the coal miners whose even little children were going down and asphyxiating themselves in coal mines just to produce a squatter's living. Children getting black lung at a very early age. It's really important to look historically at where we've come from. Childhood slaves in London and England and America, and right now I'm just talking about white slave culture in terms of labor, using childhood labor, to mothers and fathers who have, their children have so much time they don't know what to do with themselves. They're cutting their wrists. They're obsessing with pornography. I mean, why do they even have the time to do that? I'd rather have my kid be down in the coal mines working with men than masturbating 12 hours a day on Pornhub. And if you don't think that your kid is doing that or will be doing that, get over it fast. I mean, this stuff is so powerful. When we were kids, we would go behind the supermarket. There was a liquor store next to the supermarket, and the liquor store had, Playboy magazine, and maybe one other magazine came later. I don't remember what it was. And the months that they didn't sell, they tore off the covers and they sent the covers back and got credit, but they tossed the magazines in the trash in the back of the store. So, the boys would go and grab these, and we'd go down in the canyon and obviously read just the articles. So that was a lot of effort to get to look at, nude still life pictures. Nude still life pictures. And now at 5 years old, your kid can go online. 6 years old, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't care even if they're 13. Once they hit their teen years, those kids are so far out of your sight and out of your mind. Pornography is so powerful. So powerful. It's so powerful. And how are we addressing that? We don't even know how to address that. So anyway, let's go back to the comparative and the historical analysis. Here we have a Me Too movement of mamsy-pamsy, crybaby, the richest women in the world, including Hollywood, acting like they're oppressed as adults by a industry that markets flesh. I mean, what a joke. What a joke. All over the world, the poor people are being grabbed into a porn industry that your children and my children are reading the articles, okay? and we're giving attention to Me Too, it's staggeringly ironic, and it's staggeringly profound in its analysis of a culture that's just gone unglued. And while we all have our different take on this, what I want to bring it back to is here: heart, mind, heart, feeling, passion, body, the ability to learn to love another human being. I have 3 boys, and they were blessed to see a father who was deeply in love with their mother. They were blessed to witness that for a long time, and they have been pounded into their skulls that is something that their father hopes that they will have someday. And all of them have found their way to that, but it isn't and wasn't easy. They were all very, very attractive. Their mother was gorgeous. These boys were growing up at the seashore, where every weekend and all through the summer, the concentration of the most gorgeous girls in the world were at their fingertips. But the pornography, now I had no computer in our home. I had no cell phones. I had no TV. My first son was 13 before he, was secretly finding his way to the library to get onto the internet for the first time. Fast forward to the last child, and it's way out of a parent's hands when they've got older siblings and cousins and all of that. But what I'm trying to say is that even in a family where we monitored this heavily, by the time my boys were teenagers, and a lot of it unbeknownst to me, because I was just so busy with so many things after my wife passed, and I was running my business and trying to monitor 4 children. It's not easy. I don't say this for pity or for an excuse. I just talk about the reality of it. I got deep into conversations with my boys because it doesn't take long at looking at pornography and using pornography to understand that it's a machine-like sexuality. There's no love involved. There's no heart involved. It's pure below the belt, but even more than that, it's a mental kind of thing. And some of the most insensitive, uncaring, uncompassionate human beings in the world are participating in the porn industry, and that's what our children are growing up learning sexuality from. I don't care what you say. Every one of these kids is getting exposed to it, and it is a nightmare. You need to be addressing this very, very early on. You need to be actually, in my opinion, not afraid to study the industry very carefully so you can help navigate honestly with boys especially. And I haven't gotten to girls because that's not my realm. But boys and girls are becoming master orgasm performers with no feeling. It's frightening. It's very, very frightening. You should be scared. If you get a chance, look at Porn Anti-Porn by Harold Jaffe. I hope it will repulse you. I hope it will twist your mind. I hope it will open up doors and caverns about the hypocrisy in our culture. And most of all, I hope it will help you want to get back to the simple things in life, like nature outside, nature inside. Namaste.